Alright, so I'm diagnosing what might be just a ghost. Basically, it's working properly, but someone, I think, had this dimmer switch. I don't know if you can see it. This little guy here, I think, turned all the way down, potentially. And basically what the complaint is, sometimes they lose, all the lighting on the LCD screens on the radio and the HVAC controller and the instrument cluster all go away. They seem to shut off, but in fact they just get really, really dim. And I believe that this is just, it's just a natural function of this system, because he'd pull into a parking lot at this particular shop, and after a little bit, everything went dim to the point where you really couldn't read any of the displays. However, the ambient light sensor, which is on the dash, if that sees, I don't know, I think it's around 4 volts, which is basically pretty dark, it'll switch over to the night mode in roughly 20 seconds. It might be a little bit less than that. In which case, when it does that and your dimmer switch is low, you lose sight of everything, especially if it's during the day, because, well, everything's nice and bright and you can't see anything. So, come on. So I got a few things on the scan tool that I was monitoring. I don't know if I can flip this around. Anyways. So I got my dimmer control reference voltage. I got my dimmer control signal that's coming straight from the dimmer switch. This is just a percentage representation of the voltage. And my incandescent dimming PWM command. I know if that goes up to about 20%, then I know it's in night mode. It's just a function of how the system works. So I'm basically using this to determine if the truck is in night mode or day mode. Right now it's in day mode. Once it goes in night mode, it'll go up to, it might be 28%, and then as you, I believe, decrease? No, sorry, not 28%, 97%. 28% is when you have it dimmed all the way down, so where it says max 97, it's actually 97%. Anyways, that will jump up when it goes into night mode, and then as you turn the dimmer switch down, it drops to, around 28, I think, is the lowest it goes. So I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna put my hand over that, and you can watch. I'm doing this kind of weird with the phone. Alright, so I got my hand over the sensor, the ambient light sensor. In about 20 seconds or so, you should see the incandescent dimming command jump up. There it goes. So now it's in night mode. And if you look at the display on the radio, you can't really see anything. Okay, I just removed my hand, so when it goes into day mode, you'll see everything come back. Again, I think it's about roughly 20 seconds when it switches between day and night. There it goes. Would have been a little easier if I did that. I'll do it again for you. Hand over the ambient light sensor. And I have it turned up, the dimmer switch. So when it goes into night mode, I have 20 seconds to turn it down. I'm going to show you what it looks like during the day. Alright, so it's really dim. However, you turn this down, it basically just disappears. Same with the instrument cluster, HVAC. I turn it up, you can just barely see it. But after this turns back to day, you'll see everything becomes clear. There it goes. And the dimmer switch actually I can turn this all the way down. See, right now it's all the way down and nothing gets affected. The only thing that gets affected when it's in day mode is these buttons and some buttons on the door panels and these buttons here. And you can see, so right now I got the dimmer switch all the way down. I'm bringing it up. I'm going to bring it back down. And this will, in night mode, you'll actually see this do the same thing. In fact, if I turn the headlights on, okay, now I get my control for the incandescent dimming. So I believe I'm actually just chasing a ghost here. I've been on it for an hour and a half. I first originally, I was told it was lights. The lights went dim. And I also heard that the HVAC and the radio lights went dim. So I kind of figured, okay, if the lights go dim, I'm thinking of headlights and charging system. But there was nothing wrong with that. And later I found out that it was actually just the HVAC and the radio would go dim. I don't think, he said nothing about the instrument panel. However, I believe that's what it is. I'm actually going to give the guy a call and see if he noticed the instrument cluster going dim as well. So, this is one of those things where sometimes I get paid to just tell you how a system works. I'm not seeing any problem. And I even got, I'll bring it up. I even got the dimmer control voltage on the oscilloscope. Now the interesting thing here is you can see the voltage here, okay? So we got 12 volts, or actually you have system voltage. That could be anywhere, whatever the battery voltage is when the key is off, or maybe when the engine's off, to whatever the system's running at when the engine is running. That could be 14.5, 15 volts. So the lowest it'll go right now is 1.3. You can bring it right on up, 14.3. And that's going to be very close to system voltage. So it's basically using, if you notice, you got 14.3 volts here. This can actually kind of confuse you. But you got 3.3 volts here. But it's in direct relation with the dimmer control. So you can set it wherever you want. So basically what I'm thinking is going on here is you have 12 volts going, or the system voltage going into that body control module, and you're basically varying potentially a transistor. You have a voltage regulator in there, dropping the reference voltage down to near 3.3 volts. That actually, the reference voltage is actually varying based on system voltage. Only usually about, you might have a 300 to 400 millivolt variation in that control reference voltage. But based on whatever that 12 volts, or that the 12 volt output or the system volt output of that dimmer control is going in the body control module, is going to control that reference voltage, and goes to, then the body control module kind of, you know, controls the rest of the lights. So, well, that's it. I'm gonna send this one back, and I got a few more vehicles I got to work on. So, anyways, go ahead and subscribe if you want, and I'm gonna try getting some more videos out. I don't do a whole lot of them. I usually don't have time. But anyways, I'll see you next time. See ya.